Sometimes you have to choose which graph to use. If you want to show data by categories, then you usually use a bar graph. A circle graph or a pie chart shows parts of a total, and you usually use a line graph to show change over time. Looking at our favorite pets, if we want to find out the students who prefer cats, we would be comparing the kids who chose cats to all students, so total students. So we need to know cats, and here it is right here, 70, but we don't have the total, so we're going to have to total up all of our others and our dogs and birds at 65. You can see they're counting by 10, so this had to be 65. And also this makes fish at 45. So you'll have to add all of those up to find the total. So the total is 325 votes. So now rather than just dividing 70 by 325, let's reduce this fraction. We could reduce by 5s. So that would give us 70 divided by 5 is 14. And 5 goes into 325 65 times. So let's work that problem instead. 14 divided by 65. Remember, the top dog gets the house. The numerator goes into the division box. When you divide, you get 0.2153, which would be about 21.5% of the students prefer cats. You could also set this up with a proportion of 70 over 325 equals x over 100 and use cross products, but you'll end up doing this same division right here, so be sure to reduce first. If 300 cookies are sold in the cafeteria, how many are sugar cookies? Well, we see the pink one is sugar cookies, so we know 23% of 300. So the one way to do it is to change your 23% to a decimal, so 0.23 times 300. That's the easiest way to do it if you have a calculator, but of course you can still work it out by hand. Watch your decimals. When you get your answer, there were 2 decimal places in the question, 2 in the answer, so we know it's 69 sugar cookies. Now you could have also set this up using fractions. In this case, it might have been a little easier to use your fractions if you don't have a calculator. So 23% of 300, well, we know 23% really means 23 out of 100, and we're looking for how many out of 300. You can see this is really just 3 sets of 100, so that means you can multiply by 3 on the top. 23 times 3 is 69, and again, 69 sugar cookies. We can also use a graph to work backward to a total. So if we know 60 of the cookies were snickerdoodles, we can use that information to find how many total cookies were sold. So we know 15% were snickerdoodles, so that tells us 15 out of every 100 were snickerdoodles. We also know that we've sold 60, but we don't know out of how many. So now we can use our equivalent fractions. We can see this is really just 4 sets. 15 times 4 is 60, so we can do the same in the denominator. So times 4 here gives us 400 total cookies.